Okay, brother, on Tuesday, I unfortunately blew my funded account. But yeah, even though this is a sad news, it's still a nice opportunity for you to learn. Okay, so let's go together through the teachings that I experienced and the teachings that I've learned from this particular situation. Okay, the first thing is to trust your own strategy. Okay, the reason why I found out that I should have trusted my own strategy is because more often than not, I was always convinced that, for example, when I was paper trading or when I was practicing, I saw the concepts, I saw the strategy and the logic behind it, but it was way harder to implement this into the real account funds, okay, and the real account trading. And basically, whenever I started trading, when I saw big moves up and down, like I panicked. I had FOMO, so fear of missing out, and then I entered, like unpredictably, I entered the trade, without thinking, without any logic and reasoning behind it. And that was basically the reason that I lost a lot of trades, because even though I knew that in theory my strategy works, which actually does, okay, it was way harder for me to put that theory into practice as well, okay, and therefore I lost a lot of money, I lost a lot of trades, I was frustrated, I was angry, I was blaming everyone for my fails, for my failures, which is probably the same thing that happens to you right now. It's going on with you as well, so therefore just sit down, cool your head off, don't think too much about trading, and just practice, and you will see that strategy is logical and that it works. Okay, the next thing that I learned, it's quite obvious, but still it's very hard to put that into practice, which is not to trade very big amounts. Okay, for example, when when I saw those big moves up and down, especially at the market open, I was so convinced that the price is going to go into my direction that I put a lot of money on it. Like instead of one lot, which I usually trade, which is around 50 euros more or less, I was putting 10 to 20 lots, especially when I lost the trade. When I lost the trade, then I started to revenge trade and I got emotional and angry and desperate and just pissed off, So I put, instead of one like lot as I usually do, I tenfolded my risk, I increased my risk by 10 times or even 20 times. And then on Tuesday, it was the last nail in the coffin when I lost like 500 euros, So this whole thing taught me that until I receive my salary next month, I have to paper trade, I have to use small amounts, and I have to be cool and collected when I start trading. For the same for you. Whenever you lose a trade, it's normal. Okay, I know it's easy to say right now when we are not trading, but it's normal. No strategy is 100% of the times correct. Okay, so it's completely normal that you lose the trades. And then additionally, what I've learned is that unless you are really, really sure, okay, unless you are fully sure where the market will go, or that you are fully convinced where the market will go, it's better to not to trade and skip a trading day, because, okay, yes, you have opportunity cost. Maybe you could have won that trade, maybe you wouldn't, but if you wouldn't won the trade, then you would lose money. It's better to be on zero rather than on minus. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you don't have that extra confirmation, it's, for example, right now, okay, where are we going? You could say, okay, we are gonna go over there on the top. Okay, we could go on the top and sweep that particular high, but we are also over here above equilibrium on 0.5. If you take this whole move out, then if you take this move, for example, okay, we have touched 0.5 on equilibrium. Okay, yes, we have. But have we also touched it over here? No, not yet. So maybe the price will go lower and then go higher. You don't know those things. You don't know those things, okay? So you need to have extra confirmation. This is at least what I've learned before you enter a trade. It's rather to be double sure rather than lose money, okay? And extra confirmation is also then linked to the fourth point that I've learned, which is not to predict the movement where the market will go, especially at the market open, because at the market open, usually the price is very unpredictable because there is a big rush of volatility, big rush of traders. The algorithm is going crazy. You constantly have those numbers like it's absolute madness. Okay, New York, especially New York market open, it's chaotic. In the last few days, I'm learning to trade UK 100 because it's European index, just like SP 500, for example, or Nasdaq. And for me, I trade then on London session, which is at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, yeah, for the New York time. But for me, London session, it's nice. It's even though it's not Nasdaq or SP 500, you can still see a lot of volatility at the London market open. Okay, so therefore you must not try to predict where the price will go because of your prediction, then you lose money, and because of your prediction, when you lose money, then you put extra amount of lots and you lose again, and then you are suddenly down minus 500 euros. Okay, I tell you that from my own experience. But the most important thing is to never give up. Okay, of course, losing money sucks, but at least you are losing the funded money. You are not losing your own money, which is actually fine. Even though if I lost, for example, 500 euros, I lost 500 of them, not mine 500 euros. You know what I mean? So when you keep that logic in your mind, it's very easy to lose the trades. It's way easier to be cool and collected on the market. And even now, if I blew up my account, yeah, of course it sucked, but still it's easier to continue, because if you lose 500 euros, let's say, of your own money, I don't know where you are from, but if you are watching this on this video on your tablet, on your phone, wherever you are watching it, then at least you have 500 euros. At some point you had it because you bought the gadget where you are watching this video. Imagine losing that gadget right now. It's not that easy. Okay, so therefore we must not give up. We are here on the long term. I started trading 1 year ago, more or less, on the 5th of May I started. So yeah, it's still, I told myself I'm gonna be here on the long term, so I have no rush. Okay, so yeah, we must never give up ever. Okay. Good. At this point, I also want to invite you to join my Discord server. It's in the first link in the description. It's over here, as you can see it. We have a lot of trading content, a lot of self-improvement content, for example, daily analysis, trading breakdowns, and so sport, and so on and so on, because our mission is to become better traders and stronger men. Okay, better traders with basically getting rich, and stronger men with self-improvement. Okay, so since you are watching up until this point already, then clearly you like me, so you can also support me by subscribing, and thank you very much. Do the hard work, brother, and see you on top of the world.